Hello and welcome to another modern video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a pretty interesting archetype. It's an idea that I had based on the video that I played a couple of, actually a week ago, where I was playing a Devoted Druid plus Luxior in a Hardened Scales deck. And that kind of got me thinking, what other shells are there for this strategy? And I was going through my decks from in Magic Online, and I found this absolute masterpiece that's very, very old. So you have an idea, I had to actually remove Simian Spirit Guides from this deck list, so you get an idea of how old this is. But we're trying to get, this is a Karn, the Great Creator shell, and I thought that's pretty convenient because Karn not only can find your Luxior as your part of the combo, but it can also find your actual kill in Walking Ballista once you can assemble the infinite mana. So that works out pretty well. This decklist also gets to play Trinisphere. This is a card that I think that it's silently pretty good, particularly because, decks like Murktide, even Living End, like these decks thrive on a very, very low amount of lands, right? So whenever they're trying to be mana efficient with a bunch of 1 and 2 mana spells, and you put a Trinisphere into play, all of a sudden all of their cards, not only are they very inefficient at what they do, but also it's going to be hard for them to actually ever double spell, period. So I think Trinisphere is secretly a very, very strong card in the current modern metagame. We're also playing Utopia's Sprawl plus Arbor Elf. This allows us to, turn to Karn, which is obviously very powerful, also turn to Trinisphere as well. And we're also playing Devoted Druid plus Vizier of Remedies, and we have a different couple of ways of tutoring. One of them is Finale of Devastation. This is the obvious place to go. Obviously, acts not only as a tutor, but also as a win condition. And we also have access to Primal Command. This is another card that was in the original shell that I had. And Primal Command, it's a very interesting card. At one point, this card was very, very good. Like, it's very strong against graveyard strategies, for example, which is weird to say for a 5-mana card, but at the same time, this deck has a pretty significant amount of ramp, so it's not rare to be playing this card on turn 3. Pretty reliably, honestly. And then you have a couple of loops that you can do. So you can go Primal Command, put your opponent's land on top of their deck, that gets rid of their draw step, and then you can fetch Eternal Witness, and then Eternal Witness gets back Primal Command, and then you can repeat the combo there. Once you have infinite mana, Primal Command also acts as a win condition because it can just tutor for Walking Ballista as well. We also have Ursa Saga, obviously. Like, Saga is a big piece of the puzzle here. And we have a couple of, not only can we find Luxior as the enabler, the combo enabler, or Viridian Longbow as the combo win condition, but we also have access to a couple of just one-off tutor targets in both Shadow Spear and Soul Guide Lantern. A couple of Boseiju, and in this list I'm going to be trying out Wrenn and 6. There are a couple of different ways that we can go about things. We can go with Wrenn and 6, we can go with something like Alarmish Skull and try to have a heavier white splash. So what I'm going to try today is going to be splashing red for Wrenn, and then you're going to see that I'm only playing the single Temple Garden for the Hardcast Vizier, but that's probably not going to come up too often. In this sideboard, we have access to Dismember, a couple of copies of Veil of Summer, and then Outland Liberator as an extra copy of Endurance as our tutor targets for Primal Command. And the rest of the sideboard is going to be a sideboard Karn package. So Walking Ballista and Luxior are basically our combo pickups, right? So Walking Ballista as your finisher, while Luxior is your combo enabler, as I said earlier. We also get access to Chalice of the Void. This is obviously very good against Cascade decks. If we can turn 3 Karn on the play, Karn minuses for Chalice of the Void, play the Chalice, lock their opponent out of the game. It's pretty strong sequence there. Same thing is true for Tormod Script. If you think that your opponent has an answer to your, they have like a Force of Vigor or something, and you know that your Chalice is not going to be safe, you can always go for Tormod Script against Living End, or Tormod Script is also great against, other combo decks or even Dredge. Pithing Needle against stuff like Yawgmoth and things like that. Damping Sphere against Tron, against Amulet to a lesser extent. And Snare and Bridge actually locks out a significant amount of strategies. Liquid Metal Coating, a must in every single Karn Wishboard. And then Ratchet Bomb and Torpor Orb are a couple of interesting bullets. Ratchet Bomb is interesting against stuff like Rhinos and against humans and like decks where we need to have access to some form of removal, or like a sweeper. And then Torpor Orb is mostly against the the Blink decks, right? Also fine against a Primeval Titan decks and whatnot, but mostly against the 4-color Blink strategies. We're going to be trying this deck through a Modern League, so hopefully you will join me for that. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit a like and subscribe button. And if you're interested in me playing a deck list of your choosing, or if you would like to support the content and even get coaching from me, you can find all the information you need in the description of the video down below. See you for round number 1. Alright, round number 1. Turn 1 Arbor Elf, turn 2 Ren and 6. Seems good to me. It's interesting how I want to sequence this. Do I want to lead on turn 1 Yavimai? I actually want to lead on turn 1 Misty, because I can go fetch Stomping Ground, play the Elf, and now if the Elf doesn't die, I can go turn 2 Ren plus and play my Saga, get that party started as well. Oh, okay. Opponent's playing Affinity? Huh, okay. Opponent's playing Affinity, huh? Okay. I think I'm just gonna minus in one of these. Is that better? That's probably better than getting a land. Next turn we're gonna be able to just Karn, and I'm probably gonna plus off the Karn. Opponent's got a Saga, but that Saga is not really gonna do too much because, okay, so they don't have Rebuke mana, so this is probably just game. I think I'm gonna play the Misty. Fetch for a basic forest. 1, 2, untap. Play Karn. Blow up your land. Seems decent. Seems decent. Yep. Anybody's game, right? Anybody's game. Alright, what do we want here? Definitely want Liberator. As far as tutor targets to put in the main deck. I don't think I want Ratchet Bomb, but stuff like Ensnare and Bridge is a little bit interesting. I'm not loving Trinisphere on the draw, which is what makes me want to cut some of this. So we can cut the Trinispheres, add this member, which is a little bit more mana efficient, and maybe add a Peeling Needle? I guess we already added the Liberator, so never mind. Don't love Endurance either, but this is like a blocker that I can find randomly. Ugh, I'm not a fan of it though. It's probably better than just like a random Peeling Needle in the main deck, right? So yeah, we're gonna go with this. Well, we got Boseiju. Am I just keeping this hand? Just because of how good Boseiju is and how good Karn is? Alright, let's keep this. It's possible that this is supposed to be a mulligan. But we can go turn 1 fetch, whatever. Turn 2 Boseiju, whatever they play. And then we set up for the turn 4 Karn. We start doing silly things. Also, I'm assuming that if I... that's a terrible draw. I'm assuming that if I Boseiju their Saga, they're not going to be able to get anything off of Boseiju. Maybe I shouldn't assume that. Yeah. There's no way my opponent doesn't have a Saga here, right? So, get Stomping Ground, untap. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, all of a sudden, this hand looks fantastic, huh? Yeah, I think I have to Boseiju now. And we'll see if my opponent has something to fetch. Maybe an island or something. Yep, they have a basic island. That's fine. So next turn we can go Saga plus Ren. Get back Boseiju. It's pretty good. Yep. So red-green. This is my Ren and 6. Get back Boseiju. Play Saga. Here we go. And now next turn I can just Karn and start blowing up my opponent's lands. Nettle Cyst. Okay, so it's a little bit awkward because I really want to go Karn. If I Karn plus, I destroy my opponent's mana. I could also just Karn plus on the Nettle Cyst. That will make Nettle Cyst into a 3-power creature which cannot actually kill my Karn. So I think that's probably fine. So let's go with Karn. So I can plus on the Nettle Cyst. Yeah, this is probably the play. Because what I'm scared is that if I blow up here on the map and place a bunch of zeros, then all of a sudden this becomes a 6-power creature and you can kill the Karn. But if I just plus on the Nettle Cyst, the germ dies. And then the Nettle Cyst becomes just a 3/3 that won't grow. And then it's just going to become like a random artifact that's going to be sitting there. So here my opponent can Thoughtcast for 1, and that's really all that they can do. Yep. And they don't really have that many draws that do anything at all. Yeah. So I think this is just locked up. Opponent gets to deal 3 to the Karn, which doesn't achieve anything. Okay, so I guess this doesn't matter. So just make a construct because we can. I think I'm just gonna get Shadow Spear here. Then we ran plus on the bridge. And I think I'm just gonna go Arbor Elf into play Saga. So go. I don't think there's anything my opponent can do anymore. They're just locked out. So this worked out pretty nicely. Yep. Alright. Affinity looks like a pretty solid matchup, folks. So if you're expecting to face Affinity, this deck looks pretty good. See you next round. Round number 2. Well, I mean, this hand wins on turn 3, right? I don't think I'm supposed to ship this ever. No, keep it. Pretty awkward that we're going to have to fetch for the 1 of Temple Garden, but should be fine. I guess that we could technically go turn 1 Ursa Saga, turn 2 Foothills into Druid, Yavimaya Coast, Hardened Scales. Huh, it's not bad. So if I go turn 1 Saga, I guess that makes it so my opponent needs to kill the Devoted Druid. Okay, I'm into it. I'm into it. So we're gonna go turn 1 Saga, turn 2 fetch for Temple Garden Shock, and then turn 3 we can fetch Luxior with Ursa Saga, which is gonna give us I guess that Ravager, potentially a problem. Sabas doesn't really do anything. Okay, here's the Devoted Druid. Here we go. So their hand, if they don't have a Walking Ballista, this is just game. It's game on multiple axes. That's a Ravager, it's not a Ballista. You got me. Float mana, find Luxior for good measure. Still gonna just play the Vizier though. Play Vizier. And yeah, now we get to just make infinite mana. Then we're gonna Finale of Devastation. And if Finale of Devastation is more than X equals 10, then we just put a Ballista into play. Then we make the Ballista infinitely large, and that should be game. But my opponent doesn't, they don't want to concede, which makes sense. I mean, they just want to see the win condition here, I assume. So we're just gonna do this for X equals 22. Just a nice little 22. There we go. Is this good enough? It is good enough. All right, sweet. Sideboarding against Hardened Scales. Liberator, also big fan of that one. Again, the Trinispheres on the draw are probably not great. I'm definitely into the Trinispheres on the play, but on the draw they seem a little bit weak. So I guess we're just going to do the same sideboarding we did in the last round. To be honest, this makes me feel like my sideboard is not very... It's not very well built. And it makes sense, like obviously, like I just want to like get a little bit of a taste of the deck and see where it thrives and see what I want and what I don't. But if I find myself in a situation where I actively want to be cutting cards, but they're not cards that I want to bring in, then that's kind of a problem, right? Like then I can probably be making better use of my sideboard slots. But yeah, I mean that only time will give us the necessary experience. Only time playing the deck will give us the necessary experience to know what we're actually looking for, right? So for now it's fine. Okay, so no green mana. I'm just trying to justify this hand, which is a very clear mulligan. I do like this hand though. So we're gonna keep this, and I think we're gonna send a Vernon Catacombs. Yeah. And now we can go turn 1, Arbor Elf. Turn 2, we're gonna have 4 mana, which is pretty good. Inkmoth next. Okay. Peating Needle in the blind. Peating Needle in the blind. You got it, Chief. You've got it. So this coming turn, we're gonna get to double spell, which is nice. We're gonna get to go Ren and Liberator, which is pretty cool. Patchwork Automaton. Or we can just go turn 2 Karn. Well, I think I want to go Ren plus... Yeah, I think I'm just going to go Ren plus Liberator. We want to make probably some more green mana. Could make white. Oh, we need to make red, actually. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to cast the Ren. Well, good thing I caught myself there. So plus there, minus here, Liberator. Here we go. My least favorite thing about this card is how we are now technically supposed to keep track of day and night for the remainder of the game. But the next thing about Outland Liberator is that it forces my opponent to play a spell, which means that they're not going to be able to activate Saga. So what they expected to do for the turn was just like play land, say go, then my Liberator just flips and I get like to freely kill my opponent's Saga, which is very nice, obviously. So now they're kind of stuck into, yeah, they just have to use their mana somehow. Okay. They go face, completely ignoring the Ren and 6. Okay. Not a bad pickup there, not a bad pickup. I think we're gonna start here. It just snap resolves, huh? Snap resolves. So Ravager not gonna do too much there. What do I want to do now? I have many options. So I can go Ensnaring Bridge. That's an interesting idea. Ratchet Bomb, also an interesting idea. Coding is a bad idea. I think I'm just gonna go play land, fetch for, I guess, a Temple Garden. Because I'm gonna be chump blocking here and blowing up the Ravager. I don't think the Nexus matters at all. Yeah, I think that's it. And we're gonna minus... we can just plus, I guess? We can minus for Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, let's do that. Bridge. Here we go. And then we can Eternal Witness back the Outland Liberator, which is nice. My opponent can make a token here. We don't think we care. If they have second Pitting Needle, which is probably not realistic for them to have, we may be in trouble. But the plan here is to block the Automaton and then blow up the Arcbound Ravager. I have to imagine the Karn is gonna be really hard for them to play through. Opponent goes deep in the tank, finally decides to find the Osolith. Fortunately for me, this works like beginning of combat. So, okay. Oh, that's kind of smart. So this means that I can't kill the Ravager, right? So I'm gonna go, now I'm gonna block Automaton. And I have to blow up the Ink Moth. Otherwise, my opponent is going to he's gonna put the counters here before damage, and that's obviously not good for me because my Karn dies. I mean, I don't know how actually good that is for my opponent, right? Because they're left with like a Ravager and a Patchwork Automaton, which don't really do anything. Oh, they have another Ink Moth. But they can't put the counters in there. That's a really good draw. That's a really good draw because that gives me like an obscene amount of mana now. So 3 mana, play bridge, play land, and now I can go plus here, fetch, forest, and we can go Ewit, back Liberator, and play Liberator. So now my opponent can't attack. Gonna plus on nothing, I guess? Oh, no, I should have plussed on this and then Ren and 6 kills it. Or the Osolith or whatever. Yeah, that was a mistake. Plus on nothing. Here we go. Yeah, that was obviously a mistake. I thought about it after I made the play, which was bad. I guess they could technically have Force. Specifically Force of Vigor. That Utopia Sprawl top deck was just incredible. Don't think it matters too much, because I think my opponent is now officially locked out of the game. Academy Ruins. That's not one you see every day in Scales, huh? That is not one you see every day. Okay, that's fine. I'm also gonna protect the Karn here. Everything goes at Karn, so block there, block there. I just don't think I can afford for the Ravager to be active, right? So now that Igmoth Nexus is 4/4, so I'm probably gonna have to plus here. This is what I should have done last turn. Oh wait, it it does count the +1/+1 counters? Well, color me surprised because I did not know that. That's hilarious. All right. I guess I should have thought about that. That's really funny. Okay. So how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can finale for 5, which is gonna be enough to go get Eternal Witness number 2. Finale for 3, sorry. This is Ewit number 2. Oh, we can just get this Ewit. Yeah, that's much better. Get that Ewit for Ensnaring Bridge. Say yes. And do that. No, opponent can't attack again. Just throwing away the game, just giving away free value, doesn't even matter. Deck's too strong. I guess opponent could have another Nature's Claim. If they have Nature's Claim number 2, maybe they get us. You have to be kidding me, they drew Nature's Claim number 2? Wow. Alright. Alrighty. Can they find Nature's Claim number 4 is the question. Can they find Nature's Claim number 3, I guess? Okay. That's not lethal though, right? That's 7? No, they don't. Okay, sure, whatever. That goes face, that goes Karn, that goes Karn. So I can't save Karn anymore, which is fine. Karn down. Okay. Just giving away free equity here. Doesn't even matter. So 1... Let's put this here for green. So this is 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're on 1 mana short. If I had plussed last turn instead of like wasting the Ren activation, we would have a lethal finale here. Alright, whatever. Whatever, didn't want to win anyway. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Search library. Eternal Witness. Ewit. Back. The Ensnaring Bridge. Yes. Play another Snare Bridge. Go. Then we're going to be able to plus Ren and just patchwork. So now we plus Ren, and next turn we're going to have Infinite Finales, which is pretty funny. Try to throw away the game. Wasn't able to. I failed at throwing away the game. Arbor Elf. Pass. I can just block the automaton. I guess my opponent could technically draw another Nature's Claim, and then I would die to the Inkmoth. So if they draw claim number 3, we actually lose. They should not attack, because this Ewit dying is actively good for me. Can I get greedy? Can I plus this Ren once more? Can I plus the Ren once more? Well, I mean, let's think about this, because we can go, this is 8 mana, this is 12 mana. Oh, this is actually just lethal. So let's just do that, you know? Just kill my opponent. Because it gives the Arbor Elf haste. Tap, untap. Finale for more than 10. I guess technically it's 10 or more. Let's make it 11. I guess my opponent does have some blockers, so let's make it 12. Discard this, and I think I'm just gonna get back to Liberator here. Oh, oh, this is really funny. Man, I'm just doing my best to to give my opponent all the shots that they can get, huh? That's not the worst though. That's still fine. Because I was afraid of my opponent having access to Nature's Claim, right? Like they Nature's Claim my bridge and then I dive it. Obviously I should have gotten a Walking Ballista. Although I guess that if I get Walking Ballista and it just dies because it's gonna be a 0/0. So I guess that finale was just not lethal there. So it was correct for me to finale for this so I don't die to Nature's Claim. Even though I thought I had lethal but I didn't, it was still the correct play. It's just I didn't have to tap all my mana to do it. Walking Ballista. Sort of scary. I think I let this resolve. Because then, yeah, I think I let this resolve. I was gonna put 4 counters on the Ballista, but that's 7. That's still not lethal. Man, I really need to find the Karn, I guess. But I can't really crack the Liberator because otherwise the counters go back on the Ocelith. My opponent could have killed all my creatures anyways. Here I'm gonna wait until they do the second one. I'm gonna wait up now. Man, I should have killed the Ocelith when I had the chance with that Karn, didn't I? That's really cute though, that you put the counters on the Ocelith and they just stay there. That's really funny. Didn't really think about that. Karn? Saga. Is Saga better than Finale for Iwit get back Karn? It's not. I don't think so. These can't attack anyway. Yeah, we're just gonna do that. So Finale. It obviously sucks to discard like a good card for this, but so Finale for 3, discard, Eternal Witness, Ewit, get back, Karn the Recreator. And we're gonna play Karn next turn, and we're probably gonna get Coding. And I'm gonna Coding the green source on their upkeep. Animation module doesn't do anything. Hey, that puts a 1/1 into play. Funny how this game ended up being a lot longer than it should have been. Minus. Yes. Liquid metal coating. And now upkeep. Attack the colored source. My best draw at this point is probably just Ren. Because Ren is just infinite finales. So it's pretty funny, but I think I actually cannot kill the Ink Moth. Which is very interesting. Because if I target the Ink Moth, my opponent turns it into a creature in response, and then I can't kill it with Karn. So I have to blow up all the lands, and then I'm gonna be able to kill the Ink Moth. It's quite funny. Alternatively, I could get like a Ratchet Bomb going. Saga. I don't think Saga does anything. And I'm gonna blow it up anyway, but I don't think it does. In fact, do I even blow up this Saga? I think it's... okay, is that game? That's probably game, right? So one tap there. Finale for 3. Get back Eternal Witness. Ewit back the Rain and 6. Yes. Play that. Get back any land. We're gonna Finale for 2. Get back Outland Liberator. And while we're at it, I'm gonna tag the green source. I could blow up the Saga. I guess it's probably... We have infinite finales, so it's probably better for me to blow up the Saga, actually. And now it's just garbage time. I think now they're effectively locked out. And I'm just gonna find my combo eventually, and I'm just gonna kill them with a Giant Walking Ballista, which I can find with my Karn. I think that's just my opponent trying to go out my clock. I don't think there's any other reason for that. Plus on anything. Finale. Discard this. Get back Eternal Witness. Get back Liberator. Yes. Just gonna fetch, because might as well. So we plus there, kill the Saga. So at this point, we're just going to Finale. So here we Ren plus Finale for Devoted Druid. So we're actually not that far away from just killing them. So here we Finale for Druid. Search library. Next turn we Finale for Vizier, and then we minus for Karn and we kill them. So this is just game. And I think they're out of outs. You're out of outs, opponent. They're fighting the fight, but it's not gonna go anywhere. They put the Saga token on the Patchwork Automaton. That's funny. That's very funny. Search library for Vizier. Oh, there's that thing. That's right. So blow that up. And now we just... I guess I'm just gonna show my opponent the Walking Ballista, see if they will concede. There we go. Alright, sweet. That was so far so good with this deck. Not looking half bad. See you next round. Alright, this hand looks pretty solid. I like what I'm seeing. So depending on what my opponent does on turn 1 is gonna determine what I do turn 1 or turn 2, I guess. Mem 9. So this is just Hammer. Interesting. So I guess that my opponent oof, that's a pretty good draw. So let's go just a basic, I think so. Let's go Arbor Elf. And if we find the land, we just get to Karn them on turn 2. Ink Moth next. Why would they play out the Hammer if they didn't have a... It's weird. I'll take my 1, thank you. So here, red, untap, Ren, plus land, basic forest, Utopia Sprawl, probably just on green. We could also do red again. I don't think I can die here. I guess I die to White Source Paladin because I know they have another Hammer. I mean, I have all the green that I want, so I'm just gonna name red. Maybe I should be naming white, but I don't know. Cigar the Sade. Okay. Opponent's gonna suit up. Should probably kill the Ren in 6. They do kill the Ren. So I have 7 mana. So they use the second hammer. You have 3 cards in hand, which I don't know about. The thing is, there's no point in me Karn minusing, I don't think. I could Karn minus for bridge, but that doesn't really get me anywhere until next turn. Could Karn minus for Chalice, but that also doesn't do anything for me. So I think I'm gonna spend this turn just to empty my hand. We also get to kill the Mem Knight, which is nice. So we just spend this turn to empty my hand. And then next turn, we Karn for bridge, and that probably locks the game up. We lose to another hammer, obviously, but Stoneforge, yeah, okay. So that's not lethal, because we just chomp. And then Karn comes down next turn, and that's that. Shadow Spear. Oh no. So I have to draw something interesting. So I guess I just don't block, because I'd rather just have more. Oh no, I should have blocked, because if they naturally have another hammer, we're in trouble. Okay, it looks like they don't have it. Phew. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have probably blocked there now that I think about it. That's good though. So Karn minus, yes, for 3 plus on nothing, because I don't want my opponent to be able to kill me. Sweet. All right, we got there. Another artifact deck. Okay. The difference is that here, probably Trinity Spheres on the draw are not great, but Chalice is actually fine on the draw. On the draw, sorry. So like that's a card that I actively want. I think I'd also rather have Needle and Soul Guide. And we're gonna cut the Endurance. That's right. We have Primal Command in our deck. Had forgotten about that for a second. Huh. Interesting hand. So this hand can go turn 1 Elf into turn 2 Elf. It's not particularly great. I think I'm gonna keep it though. Like this has the looks of a promising hand. You know what I'm saying? I just keep this hand and just wonderful things happen. Also, my opponent went turn 1 land go. That's a very good sign for the good guys. Sanctifier and Vec. No idea why that is in my opponent's deck. Probably block one of these. That's kind of nice. Is it better than... It's probably not better than getting a Liberator here, right? It's not better than... I guess I can just go Finale for 2, get Devoted Druid. Next turn kill them? That seems better. Next turn we just Finale for Vizier. And they lose. Because we just drew the one up Ballista. That's how you pivot. That's how you pivot. So I guess we die to double... Yeah, we die to double hammer. You got us a point if you have double hammer. Looks like they don't. Okay. Dismember's an interesting pickup. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finale. 2. Search library. Vizier. Just Ballista them to death. 3-0. We have not dropped a game. We have not dropped a game, folks. Have I broken Modern? Maybe I broke Modern. Who knows? This is actually not that big of a deal. We just need to make 40 mana. And then just play a big bad Ballista. So, yeah, there you go. Just like that. 42 mana. Seems like enough. I wish there was a button to like streamline this. You know, like use all of the mana that's on my pool. Instead of me having to click a million times like an idiot. Alright. This guy. Boom. And boom. Man, this feels good. This feels good. Maybe I finally found a reasonable shell for this combo. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. See you next round. All right, round number 4. Is this deck great or what? Yeah, keep this hand. Obviously, we keep this hand. So this is a turn 4 kill or turn 3 kill if I want to go all in. Because I can go turn 1 Saga, turn 2 Druid, but I think that I want to bait out my opponent's removal. So I'm just going to go turn 1 Arbor Elf. If they have removal, maybe they use it on the Elf instead of using it on my Druid. But yeah, otherwise, like, we could have gone, you know, turn 1 Saga, turn 2 Druid, turn 3 Luxior, pay 3 mana, equip, make infinite mana. So this was a turn 3 kill on the play, but I'm against an unknown opponent. I don't think that I can just hope that it works, you know? Turns out I should have just hoped that it worked. Turns out I should have done that, huh? Silly me. Silly me. So Utopia's Pearl here. Gonna name red. Gonna play a Saga. We're gonna untap. So yeah, we may lose because of my decision here. The good thing is that Druid lines up very well against Living End in such a way that if my opponent Living Ends, I can just put 2 counters on the Druid dies, and then it comes back when my opponent resolves the Living End. So if they do that, then I get to, like, if they have a Shardless Agent, then I get to untap, and you know, if I find the other missing piece of the combo, I can just kill them straight up. So that's pretty neat. Infinite mana, Eternal Witness. Probably don't have. Oh yeah, I do have enough mana for everything. All right, sweet. So 2 mana, 2 mana. Gonna finale for 2. Force a negation? Force or bust? Okay, they do have the force. Pitching Shardless Sage. Okay. Well, I don't think Bossage is blowing anything up, so I'm just gonna play it out. And there's no reason for me to. There's no reason for me to play at the Arbor Elf. Just gonna get swept up by a Living End anyways. But this now, okay. So I think that that's what they were looking for in the first time around. They were looking for a card to. They get the Ewit. Okay, so I'm gonna get that Ewit back if they Living End, which is nice. They didn't cycle last turn, so they're gonna get back just Curator Mystery, Street Wraith, and Grief. Just not that big of a deal. And then we're gonna get back Devoted Druid and the Eternal Witness. So that's not the worst. And we're also gonna have a Construct token. So float mana, put a counter, float mana, put a counter. Ewit's gonna get, oh, so my ability resolves first, I'm gonna get back a land then. Yes, I'm gonna make a construct. So that wasn't even that good of a Living End. Like, if we find another finale, we just win. Eternal Wind is gonna get back our own Saga again, so let's just make another construct. So now we have infinite mana. If we want it, do we want it? I guess why not? So the problem if I do that is that I'm not gonna be able to kill the Druid. That's probably fine though. So get Luxior. 1, 2, counter, 3, equip. Oh no! I misclicked. Whoops. Whoops. That's exactly what I did not want to do, because I wanted to get back my Saga. Well, mistakes were made. Whoopsies. So that's gonna be 1 turn delay on the Saga trigger, which is gonna be. It's gonna be a hit by the Curator. Also, I'm not gonna use this land at all because I don't want to fetch, because that may take a turn off their clock. We have multiple draws that win. Man, that was a really bad mistake. That was a really, really bad mistake. That would have also given me another construct. That sucks. I wonder if my opponent just swings everything. Huh, interesting that they do. I'm gonna double block with both Witness on the Grief, I think. And then I'm gonna block the construct on the Shardless Agent. So Ewit there, block there. I guess I'd rather block here, because this doesn't give. This means that the next Living End gives me back the Ewit, but it doesn't give my opponent back the Grief. So I think this is fine. We're gonna take 7 here. We're totally gonna lose because of my mistake. Oh, this feels so bad. I hate it when I do these things. Nothing like finding the line and then just throwing it away. Find the line, throw it away. I guess this is a 2-turn clock, so I'm winning the race. Shadow Spear, where I'm super winning the race now. So let's see if my opponent has the. No, I'm not using the mana or anything else. So let's hope that they don't have the turtle. So if there's no turtle, this turns it around. Please, no turtle. Pretty please. They do have the turtle. Oh no, that's not a turtle. I mean, it's a different turtle. I guess it's a whale. No turtle, it's just a whale. Man, imagine if we were winning next turn, huh? How much better it would be. Alright. Cycle again. Man, that's gonna sting. That's gonna really sting. So here my opponent takes 9. Down to 3, we go up to 17. And now if they leave in end, I get back double Ewit. Yeah, so that this attack obviously means that they have leaving end, right? And I can't block because I would need this as menace, right? So obviously I would definitely block if it didn't have menace. Like I actually got punished for not bringing that, for killing the Street Wraith as opposed to the Grief, because now I can't kill this thing. Yeah, if you're gonna do something, you have to do it on upkeep. Because if you let me untap, they're gonna give me infinite mana to recast everything. All right, let's see what you got, opponent. Down to 3, they're gonna get back Riverwinder, Waker of Waves, Agent. We're gonna get back a bunch of dudes. So we're gonna say okay to this. I mean, we're gonna have a bunch of chump blockers. Eternal Witness. I guess I can't. Can I fetch and response? Both of these are targeting the same thing, so I can't do anything. Finale. Alright, so here's my Druid. And we have lethal next turn. Gonna fetch here. And they have no flyers. So we just have a bunch of chump blockers. I'm gonna make sure that I don't just randomly die to a Violent Outburst. So I'm gonna chump. I'm gonna have infinite mana next turn anyway. So make a construct for good measure. 2/3 construct. So we lose to turtle, I think. And they have to use the turtle now. I guess they don't even lose to turtle because we have another turn of chump blocks. But they have to have turtle right now, otherwise we just win. And they do. What is this? Another leaving end? Another leaving end, okay. So float mana, untap, float mana, untap, and put a counter. Opponent decides that they have seen enough. Man, we're just unstoppable here, aren't we? So get that endurance in there. Trinisphere looks fantastic. We get Chalice in the sideboard too. This deck's just all bangers. I think I actually kind of want the Veils. Yeah, I think I'm kind of into the Veils. Cutter maybe Primal Command is too slow. It does shuffle the opponent's graveyard, but I guess I mean, I have 2 endurances for that. I guess I want to keep our green card count high. I do guess. I mean, I guess it's a fine count. Yeah, it's pretty reasonable. Yeah, we have like 27. Yeah, that's pretty good. 2 more cuts. One of them is Ren 6. Just gonna cut 2 Primal Commands. Let's make it. We're on the draw. Maybe on the play I'll. Nah, Ren's also good on the play. Never mind. Yeah, this is probably just fine. Well, this hand kind of doesn't do anything. Let's ship it. This hand does do stuff. I like hands that do stuff. I really want to dodge Grief. That's the only thing that, well, well, there you go. So they're probably going to take the Endurance, I imagine, because the Druid is going to do stuff. Yeah, like the Druid is just too slow. Going to tap with Druid on turn 3, which is probably too slow. Endurance. You love to see it. You love to see it. Can we find any green card now? Any green card, please. This is why you play 2 endurances. Easy green card. Well, hope you don't have anything, opponent. What could I ever do if you had anything, right? What could I ever do if you had anything? So if my opponent living ends, it's actively great for me. Like I get back a Druid, 2 endurances. I get to play Karn. It's just so good for me if wait, what? Huh. Just letting me. Oh, I guess they have Force of Negation? Like I'm gonna do this anyway, right? Like they just hardcast Force here. I'm gonna do this regardless. Reveal an artifact from the sideboard, whatever. Yes. Let's get Chalice of the Void. Let's cast Chalice of the Void for X = 0. Alright. It's looking good. It's looking pretty good here. Next turn, what are we doing? Probably minus Karn for coding? Oh no, my chalice! My chalice! I guess my opponent could have subtlety. Subtlety would be pretty annoying. Not gonna lie. Dead, gone. 2 damage to every creature. Okay. You got me. Find Finale. So I'll probably just get Tomod Script here, right? Just yet another layer of protection. Finale for 2. Find Devoted Druid, I think. We got infinite time. Kind of. Opponent passes. Another Karn is nice. Another Karn is very nice. Do I want to cast it now? I think so. I think that I want to cast it now. Keep this one. -2, and now we're gonna get coding, I think. Liquid metal coding. Other one. Counter. Other one. Coding. I think we're just gonna upkeep the breeding pool. Yeah. They could have subtlety, but if they use subtlety now, then the endurance is gonna be that much better. So I'm not super upset if they use subtlety. Oh, misclicked. Whoops. Well, I obviously wanted to upkeep their breeding pool, but it's fine, whatever. Looks like I wouldn't have done too much anyways. It looks like the land. Would like to blow it up, please. Float blue. Or not. Don't float blue. Why are we tanking here? It seems like... Alright, my opponent has seen the line. We have not dropped a game. 4-0. Have not dropped a game even though I really tried to throw away this match. Can we get the 5-0? Maybe. We have to wait and see. Alright, last round. And it couldn't be to anybody else that Demonic Tutors. Let's keep this hand. Let's keep this hand. We can go turn 1 Utopia Sprawl, turn 2 hold up Boseiju, play Walking Ballista. We have Primal Command. This hand has some stuff that it's doing. Alright, so Ed goes turn 1 Search for Tomorrow, which can be good or bad news for us. So we're just gonna go turn 1 Utopia Sprawl. And I think I'm just gonna go for white here. I already have the red if I draw Ren. Although I guess if I draw Ren, I'd rather... Suspend second search. He's also playing too many cards, isn't he? In any case, so we're just gonna go play Arbor Elf, Ursa Saga, and I guess... Oh, he bolts my elf. Alright, oh that's good. So I don't have to exile my own land now. Soul Guide Lantern, get that, Sego. So, what does this look like now? So he's gonna have 3 mana here. I'm probably gonna cycle the Soul Guide Lantern because I assume that Ed is playing Scapeshift at this point. It could technically be like a... Oh, black mana. That's probably for like sideboard cards. So draw a card here, Eternal Witness. So if he has Prime Time, we probably lose. I can hold up Boseiju. I don't think that the extra Saga tokens are going to do anything, so I think I'm just going to play... But the damage may actually matter. And I definitely want to Primal Command on the following turn. And I may just end up Boseiju in the Stomping Ground if he does... No, because he can just get another Stomping Ground. Yeah, I'm just going to go for Saga here. We're probably dead if he has land into Prime Time. It's going to be hard to beat that. But if he doesn't have a land into Prime Time, then we may be able to do some fun stuff. That looks like land into Prime Time. That's certainly land into Prime Time. Yep. That looks good. That looks good. So I don't think I have any outs here. Yeah, I don't think I have any outs. I think it would have been probably fine. But even if I like put the land on top, then Prime Time just... I have no way of actually answering Primeval Titan. So we're just gonna concede here. Nothing to really do there. So none of our cards really do anything. Torpor, Snare and Bridge, potentially Liberator. Just because his endurance doesn't do anything. Yeah, let's go with this. And Torpor Orb is not even that great, right? Like, it stops my own Eternal Witness, but that's not really that big of a deal. It's just a matter of, yeah, can I raise my opponent? pretty funny how that was the very first time that I actually saw a Primal Command in this entire league. And we have not seen a Trinisphere just yet. I've not seen a single Trinisphere. Okay, very first game loss against the 62 card deck. Let's see what we got here. Well, the sand doesn't do anything, so... Sand does more stuff. Let's keep this. And we're going to bottom Utopia Sprawl. And I'm going to go for Broke. I'm going to go for the turn 1 Arbor Elf. And hope that we get to... If he doesn't have the Lightning Bolt, we're going to get to Karn on turn 2. That's no Karn. So, play this. This over here. Make red mana. Play Karn. And now we have the option to minus for Liquid Metal Coin. That's probably like my only chance at winning, so I just have to dodge. I have to dodge him having Lightning Bolt, because this is obviously very bad into Lightning Bolt. But if I don't minus now, then we're effectively double time walking ourselves. So we really have to dodge Lightning Bolt right now. If he does have Lightning Bolt, maybe we can draw like a Boseiju or something. I guess Boseiju isn't even that good. But yeah, it's basically Lightning Bolt or bust. He either has the Lightning Bolt or we're very likely to win. Explore. Ren and 6. Okay. That's interesting. So this is my Ursa Saga. And I'm very much interested in blowing up his land, even though I know that he's getting it back. But this is going to be the race that we're going to be playing. Here's Arbor Elf, your go. And now Karn doesn't die to Bolt, which is a huge deal. Huge deal. I guess he can go like Bolt into Ren minus, but we could still get super got by, what's his name? By Force. Force would be kind of a big deal. Sugu! Well, that sucks. So, that plus. So that's gonna exile the graveyards. And then instead we're just gonna make a Saga token. Just gonna pressure the Ren, which is nice. Steve. Little Steveroni. Little Steveroni. Okay. Verdant Catacomb. Here's a token. Untap. I think we're just gonna make another token here. We could go for Druid. We could Finale for Druid. But I think the constructs are actually gonna matter because I'm gonna need to pressure this Ren through the Sugu. So I'm gonna need the constructs to be large. Let's get, just gonna Shadow Spear. Here's a land, gonna blow up your land. There's no reason to not attack, I don't think. I really doubt that he has any haste threats. So we have not found the fetch land just yet. Fetch land would help our cause very, very much. Karn is pretty big and beefy here. So if I attack with both at Ren, he throws away, ugh, Steve. Ugh, not Steve. Not Steve. Steve is actually very good here. If we find a green source, I think we could be in good shape though. So that doesn't really do anything as long as I have this Karn, so it's not particularly concerning. If I play Trinisphere, he has to double chomp if he wants to save the Ren. So that's probably fine. So Trinisphere is probably going to prevent him from double spelling. And this Karn is going to go up to 7 loyalty. So even if he has Bolt plus this Vessel, it's not going to be enough. So Ren down, that's good for us. So that's going to stop the never-ending stream of lands. I'm going to see whether he wants to sack Steve here. I assume he does? He doesn't. Okay. Dryad. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. So I guess that kills Karn, which is a big problem. Because now he fetches Steve, and that's going to be one trigger. And then he has access to Verdant Catacombs. And this is not finding any lands. It's not working out for us, huh? So if he has Scapeshift, I lose. If he has Prime Time, I'm going to gain 6 here up to 24. He gets Valakut, that's 8. That's 6 triggers, sorry. So that is 18 damage plus 4, 6. So I have exactly dead. I am exactly dead. Man, that's brutal. So I guess what I have to go is I have to do equip here. Oh, that's something very cute that I can do. 6 plus 6. So I can bring my opponent down to 1. So I attack with everything. No, but then he doesn't have to block. So I think I have to attack with just construct. Because what I can do is I can attack both. And then I can Liquid Melatonin my own land, which grows the construct by 1, making it 13 damage. But the Dryad allows him to tap the Verdant Catacombs for mana anyways. But at that point, do I lose? So he just gets 18 damage, but I gain 7. Yeah, so I guess I have to attack with both. I had to attack with both here. The problem is he has the Engineered Explosives that he played the other turn. So that's going to blow up my constructs, and there goes my game plan. Oh, I can find the red source for Ren. And I just ping him. Well, we got a plan. We got a plan. Can you please not kill us, Ed? Please don't kill us. And top of the deck, please deliver one. Please, I need 1 fetch land or stomping ground. Those are my terms. He says he has to do Titan math. He's bad at it, he says. Yeah. I think that I don't die. As is, I don't die, but he can't crack Engineered Explosives. So if he can't crack Engineered Explosives, what I can do is I can attack with the Shadow Spear, just jump attack, doesn't matter, just to gain the life. And then if I find a fetch land, I can still fetch for a red source and then ping him to death. So I need to top deck a fetch land or a stomping ground. There's 2 stomping grounds, there's 9 fetch lands. So I have 11 draws that win the game. That is assuming he doesn't have a land. If he has any random land, we also lose. But I think my play here, yeah, this is just like, this is way more than lethal. But my play here is the one that gave me the most outs, I think. So I think that my line there was very much correct. That's pretty brutal, man. That's pretty brutal. Just the good old 2-0-2-0-2-0-2-0-2. But yeah, his hand was very, very good. It just lined up perfectly against what we had going on. Like he had the Ren when our plan was to Karn coding him. He had the Lightning Bolt when it mattered. He had exactly all the pieces that he needed, but c'est la vie sometimes. All right, that was pretty impressive, I have to say. The deck worked very well. I was very surprised at how well it worked, actually. I wasn't expecting it to run so smoothly, but it really did. It really, really did. So, thoughts. I think that the mana is fine, but I kind of want to have 1 more fetch land, so I probably don't want the Avimaya. Because even though it helps with our Ursa Saga, we don't really have that many requirements, that many green requirements. Like, sure, we have Eternal Witness and like the Finales for Primal Commands, but by the time that we're casting these cards, the only way that we really get there is if we already have our mana going on. So at that point, the Yavimaya is just a little bit redundant and it doesn't really do anything for us. We could also just, only play 4 basics, but I think 5 basics is a nice number, particularly against Blood Moon and stuff. Speaking of, we could technically play Blood Moon in this deck. At that point, we would technically be a 19 land deck, but we are actually fairly okay at doing that. And then we could also just like put a Magus in the sideboard, which would be very interesting. So we could Magus for, with Finale for Magus or Primal Command for Magus. So those are interesting options to keep in mind. The main deck felt very good. I'm not super, super high on the Eternal Witnesses, the Eternal Witness plan. Like, Endurance is just a fine card, but Eternal Witness, I guess it did some work in one of the matches. I think it was against Scales where it actually did some really solid heavy lifting. The Primal Commands, I never drew them. They were never cast, so I think that this is probably just not that good of a card anymore. So at that point, maybe we should just straight up cut this for something better. Or we could cut it for like the 3rd copy of Trinisphere in order to have like a more solid disruption package. We could cut this for like another Endurance, or I don't know, maybe another card that doesn't necessarily progress our game plan, but it's a little bit medium. The issue is that Primal Command being a win condition is something that is very interesting to me. So yeah, maybe just like a natural Walking Ballista or something, I don't know. But the main deck looked very good. Like, all of these cards I liked up until here, I liked everything, I think. Like, I feel like the Saga package felt very solid. You know, both of our enablers, the Shadow Spear came up multiple times, and it's just Solgad Lantern being like an all-around just random answer to some graveyard decks while cantripping when needed. And their rends were very good throughout the entire league, so no real arguments there. Eternal Witness, Endurance, Trinisphere, these are definitely the maybe package, but all of these cards I am very, very much sold on, and I would not want to cut. Like all of these over here, we probably want at least a couple of copies of Eternal Witness. Maybe the first one is the good one, and then all of these could be something else. I think I really like the idea of Trinisphere, but we didn't really see it in play at all. And when we finally got to cast it, was against the ramp deck, which it did nothing against, right? So the Cyber is the only thing that I'm not particularly sold on. We have Chalice of the Void, we have Walking Ballista, like all of these cards, all of them seem reasonable, but I was feeling like I was missing some cards to bring in matchups where I actually wanted to cut some cards. So maybe we want to not go so all in on the Karn package, and we probably just want Coding, Walking Ballista, maybe not even Luxior actually. I think Thermoscript is worth it. I think Pinnacle is worth it, and I think I think these 5 are probably locks, and then we can go from there. Yeah. Besides that, I'm not really sure. Like I feel like big mana is probably an issue. Like big mana, like what we faced. I think if we got paired against Amulet, we would probably have a pretty solid matchup because any devoted Druid deck has a good matchup against Amulet, just kind of by design. They don't have really great ways of interacting. But if it's something like Tron or something like Scapeshift, like we just saw, things become a little bit trickier. So maybe that's something that we want to go. Maybe that's where Magus of the Moon would come into play, which is pretty interesting to consider and stuff like that. But overall, I was very impressed with the deck. I liked what it was doing, and I felt like it was, for a very preliminary deck list, it actually felt like it was fairly streamlined. Like I felt like the deck was doing what I wanted it to do. Maybe it is because I didn't draw the clunky cards too much. So maybe that's the reason why it looked great, and maybe I should try to like maximize on the good draws. But it still felt pretty good, and I liked playing it. It was a good time. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. If you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're interested in coaching, if you're interested in me playing the deck list of you're choosing, Patreon, all that stuff, you can find all the information in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.